All right, well, next topic. Let's get to my boy Jay Powell because you alluded to him earlier. So, house and market, how is this correlated or connected to the crypto market? So we know Jay Powell's kind of hinted that we're not done with raising the interest rates. We're going to keep going higher. I've predicted on my channel we're gonna see 10% interest rates. My mom says don't worry about it though, Josh, because she waited in line for like 14% interest rates and like 88 or some shit. But
Yeah.
what do you think, man? Am I looking at this market wrong?
I do. Mortgage rates are going to keep climbing. I think we're going to see the 30-year, the 10-year, and the 20-year continue to steepen. You have Chair Powell coming out today and being like, "Oh, inflation's stickier than we expected." It's like, who could have
Mm-hmm.
guessed that, right? Who could have guessed that we weren't going to have a soft landing? So how I kind of see this playing out is I think it's just slowly going to capitulate people out of the market more and more. And what I mean by that is the personal savings rate, like we were mentioning earlier, is in the gutter. There's only so much debt people can take and only so much rent people or a credit people can accrue before they either have to move out, they move into a smaller like inland more towards the Midwest, or they have to go get another job or whatever it is. They're starting to force to be saved, start to save. Um, so from his perspective, Jerome Powell has one goal and one goal only, and that's to bring inflation down back to 2%. I don't believe we're going to get back down that range. I think we'll be living in an economy where 3% is more or less the new norm. And that's just because of the macro indicators that are kind of expressing themselves on a global scale. Right now, you have the war in Ukraine, which we've been funding hundreds of billions of dollars, and Biden just asked for another $100 billion. You have now the Middle East, which is way more important than people want to make of it because they're so caught up on the historical issues that have taken place between the British to the 1970s, all the way back. People are going back to BC if you're in Christianity, in those beliefs. But then you also have like what we've done with what's, in my opinion, again, I condemn both Zionists and Hamas and the genocide that's taking place. None of that is good. But the reality of this is that I believe this is a proxy war between Israel or between the United States and Iran, which is funded by the Chinese. Iran funds the Hamas and the Hezbollah, right? This is all directly in the oil basin. And so if any of that intensifies, that's going to have a pretty large macro impact on our economies in the United States. That's going to hurt Jerome Powell's goals of reducing inflation down. He's got to raise interest rates higher, right? Because we're looking at potentially 20 to 25% of oil production in the oil basin being completely shut down if a simple carrier is sunk in or a commercial ship is sunk in the Strait of Hormuz. So there's so much happening on a political level. I expect those long-term yields to continue to rise for the next maybe quarter or two, peaking at about 5.5%, if not more, maybe even leading up into the presidential election next year before we see any reduction or rate pause. And so with that outlook, I'm long-term, I'd be long-term shorting bonds, but I still believe there's a room for it to grow in the short term as we try to battle that short-term inverse yield curve of the 2-year to 10-year, which needs to be inverted here soon.